guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to make a Minions notebook for school. My son is super into Minions right now, so I wanted to make something for him. I used to always make my own notebooks in school because A, these ones were like 10 cents and they were easier just to decorate, you know, and B, I can just make anything I wanted with the notebooks. I usually just bought a whole bunch of stickers and like covered it. Anyway, all of these supplies you can just get from the dollar store. But they are cheaper some places now because it's back to school season, like Staples and Target, etc., etc. But you can get all this stuff from the dollar store super cheap. So, fun fact, this construction paper came from the dollar store, and there is no yellow paper. There's black paper and white paper in it, there's orange paper in it, every other color but yellow. I never thought to check because I thought it had every color. I was off. I was so wrong. So I had to get a white piece of paper and color it yellow. You'll need a yellow piece, a blue piece, a white piece, and a black piece, but in my case, I had to use another white piece and color it yellow because, yeah. So anyway, make fun of me. You know, I still think it came out good. Whatever. So, yeah. You need your yellow piece first. Of course, mine's white because I had to color it. Anyway, you want to make sure it covers the whole part of the notebook. And you can do that by lining up two corners, folding over two corners, and then just cutting it. It's really super simple. I mean, I'm sure you can figure that out. Anyway, and in my case, I had to color the whole entire thing yellow because, yeah. And then glue it on top. My white paper was actually more transparent than the rest of the construction paper for some reason, so I ended up having to double up. Don't understand why they did that either. But anyway, yeah, I didn't color the bottom because that was going to be covered up with the blue. So your next step is the blue to make his overall, so you need the blue construction paper for that, obviously. So you just need to fit that to the notebook the same way that you did the yellow, only it's going to be shorter, like a third of the way up, or however you think, you know, it looks the best. Yeah, and then you just glue that down. Yeah, and then you just need to make the straps to match it. So I just took a piece of paper and I cut it down to the width that I thought it was going to be. And then I cut it in half because, you know, that way they're the same on each side. And then you just line it up to where you think it goes and then fold it over when you get to the edge of the notebook so you know where to cut it. And then fit it in place and make sure it looks okay, and then do the other side. Pretty easy peasy. I mean, yeah, you just gotta cut the line straight. So then I had that figured out, and I was like, I want to make a pocket because they have pockets in their front, they're in the front of their overalls. So I made a little half circle pocket. It's just a little half circle, or you can do a rectangle. Optional is to take a permanent marker and outline these. I think it just helps them pop, especially if you do the little dashes, look like stitches. It makes it look a little better, like for the pocket, so you can tell like where the overall straps are and all that stuff. Or you can draw like little circles in the overalls for buttons. I should have done that. I don't know why I didn't. But anyway, I just went ahead and I lined everything with the dots, and yeah, so then you just glue those down once you figure out exactly where you want to put them so they look correct. And then move on to the next step, which I forget which step I did next. I think the goggle. You want to make a rectangle for the goggle, which you make with black. I actually found these googly eyes at the dollar store for $1. You can find them pretty much anywhere. So I decided I was going to use Google eyes. If you don't want to use Google eyes, you can also just use, that's my phone. You could also just use a, like, you know, a circle, make your own with construction paper. So anyways, I drew a rectangle for the band of the goggles, and then I cut out a piece of white paper. You could use gray too, in order to do the eyeball, and then one for the goggles. I cut out the eyeball first, and then I put it on top of the piece of paper I was going to use as the goggle, so I can make sure I made the goggle piece a little bit bigger. You can't really see that there. So anyway, but yeah, I colored the goggle piece, which was the bigger piece of paper, even though that cut off, of course, and then I put the smaller white circle on top and glued that together, and then I glued it in the middle of the black rectangle for goggles, and then I glued down the eyeball in the middle to make my little minion, and then I kept referencing to the sticker book so I could see exactly what it looked like. you know, like in comparison. And then I just added a little crooked smile with a permanent marker after that. I should have added some hair, but I felt like there wasn't enough room. So anyway, that's it. And then I just added a little Minion sticker to the corner because, I don't know, I just felt like it was like, hey, this is a Minion, even though I think you could tell. Yeah, so anyway, that is the notebook. So then I made 2 ink pens. I made 2 different types. And then here's everything you need. Is pretty, like, simple stuff. I mean, you know. And then I ended up getting pipe cleaners, I think was from the dollar store. Sorry. Yeah, the dollar store. Anyway, the first thing is the construction paper ink pen, which is super easy. You can do it with scrap paper that you have. Again, I had to color the construction paper because the dollar store construction paper wasn't yellow. Anyway, you just cut it down to the size you think it needs to be, a little rectangle, and you glue it down. You might want to hot glue it because mine had a hard time sticking to the ink pen. You could do this with pencils too, of course. But you just roll it up nice and tight, and then you have the yellow part of your Minion. And then you just take glue and you want to cut it in a thinner strip because you just want it to be his pants. And you glue it down, and these would be great party favors, by the way. And then you just put it on the bottom of him, and then there's your Minion inspired thing right there. And then you can just glue on a eyeball. I wish I would have made the yellow part a little larger because it's hard to see with the eyeball. So keep that in mind whenever you're making yours. But I mean, yeah. And looking back, I would have used hot glue with the eyeball too because it kind of doesn't want to stay. So the next thing I did was make some with pipe cleaners. Pipe cleaners you can find at the dollar store. Really inexpensive at the craft store with your coupon. So yeah, you need a blue one and you need a yellow one. And of course you need your pencil or pen, and you start from the top and you wrap it around. Make sure that you tuck in both of the loose parts of your each end. And then obviously the top is the yellow and the bottom is the blue, and you add your eyeball, and then yeah. And there you have it, DIY Minion back to school supplies. And I really think that ink pen would be an awesome party favor, maybe even the notebook. You know, you can even make this as a party sign. Just saying, all of these supplies can be purchased at the dollar store or, you know, Target, the craft store, different places. Some of them you might even have around the house. So I just wanted to show you guys how I made this. And yeah, if you're interested in other Minions DIYs, I'll link those in the description bar below. I also have a couple more back to school videos, and I will link those below also. And subscribe to my channel for DIY stuff and mommy stuff every single week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and like this video if you are obsessed with Minions, or if you have a kid obsessed with Minions, because my son is so obsessed. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Seriously, bye y'all, love yins.